What's up, family? Sorry I have been gone for a few days because I was on vacation with the family, but I am back again and I want to talk to you about some shocking news, and we need to go ahead and cover what happened over the weekend because a lot of you may have missed a lot of it. So starting off, guys, yes, we did have another mass shooting. We haven't talked about this in quite some time, but that is a good thing. But here we are again, and we are faced with another mass shooting. This time, this happened in Akron, Ohio, which is one of my favorite basketball players' hometown, which is LeBron James. But anyways, guys, yes, in regards to this particular mass shooting, one person was ended up being killed and 24 people were injured in this particular mass shooting. Now, again, this happened on Sunday, in which one 27-year-old male was killed and 24 people were wounded by gunfire in an overnight shooting at a birthday party in Akron, Ohio, according to the local news. Now, the Akron Police Department said that it would receive reports of a shooting just after midnight on Sunday morning. Gunshot victims were taken to multiple local hospitals in the surrounding area. There were at least 2 victims in critical condition at this particular time, but anyways, the victims' range were anywhere between 19 and 43 years old, with most of them in their mid-30s. But anyways, in a statement by the mayor of Akron, Ohio, he stated that, look, my heart goes out to the young man whose life was senseless, cut short, and to everyone who was injured, according to the mayor. He also said that here the sheer number of victims is shocking and deeply concerning. He also went on to say that we know that this country has a gun violence epidemic and that this is the latest in a long line of incidents that we have seen across the nation. And I will reiterate his particular statements. We have been dealing with this mass issue of mass shootings in this country, people getting trigger happy with their guns and not having any type of remorse for taking someone's life at a blink of an eye, guys. So obviously this is definitely an epidemic that we are going through, and it doesn't look like we are making any type of ground in regards to this at any particular time. But anyways, guys, we definitely want to keep those individuals that were related to this particular shooting, as well as the individual that lost his life. We want to keep him lifted up in our prayers, keep his family, keep his friends lifted up in prayer in the meantime as well. I would solicit you to join me in that. So anyways, guys, moving on, I do want to go ahead and touch on this subject real quick because I know some of you out there love to eat cucumbers, and shockingly enough, that cucumbers are now being recalled in about 14 states over the potential salmonella contamination. Yes, we are talking about information that was announced by the FDA in which they are recalling these cucumbers, and yes, they could cause harm to you or someone you know. But anyways, Fresh Start Produce Sales Incorporated of Delray, Florida is recalling cucumbers that were shipped to wholesalers and distributors in 14 states from May the 17th through May the 21st. And yes, here are the 14 states that you need to be mindful of, because you could have eaten some of these or have some of these in your refrigerator right now, which I doubt it because that was May 21st. But anyways, guys, here they are: Alabama, Florida, Georgia, Illinois, Maryland, North Carolina, New Jersey, New York, Ohio, Pennsylvania, South Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, and West Virginia. So just in case you did eat some cucumbers during that particular time frame, you want to make sure that you pay attention to your symptoms if you have any. But anyways, guys, hopefully it does not affect you. Also, guys, moving on to some bigger news, some big news that happened over the weekend, and we are talking about in regards to the former President Donald Trump, in which he was on trial for several weeks or so in regards to the hush money. And yes, the verdict finally came out over the weekend, in which they did say that the former President Donald Trump is found guilty of all 34 counts. That means 34 out of 34. Yeah, as you can see in this particular article, it says that Donald Trump becomes the first former U.S. president convicted of felony crimes. Now, just to be clear, guys, he has not had any type type of sentencing whatsoever. This is only the information from the jury who made this particular decision in regards to the former president and this particular trial. But his particular sentencing is not necessarily going to come until, I believe, sometime later this month or in July. So right now he is considered a convicted felon. However, he is still out doing what he has to do or what he wants to do at his own leisure until the particular sentencing. So anyways, guys, yes, this particular information of the weekend ended up shocking and shattering the internet, shutting it down altogether, because the former president was convicted on 34 felony counts. And this is something in history. This is very historic for the United States of America. And as you can see in this particular article, that some individuals, some Americans are kind of torn, and some of them are kind of happy about this decision, in which, as it states right here, that this is a bad day for America. And now that this has happened, the verdict has come out, voters are now split on regards the information from the Trump verdict. Just think that if you were really pulling for Trump in the past and now this particular verdict has come out, it might give you an option to change your mind in your head, and then obviously change who you actually vote for when it comes down to November voting time. So anyways, voters are split on the idea of voting for either the current president Biden or the former president Donald Trump, in which I'm sure they will figure it out in time before it is time to have that particular vote in November. But prior to that, like I said, the sentencing of the former president Donald Trump will be coming out within the next 30 days or 45 days or so, and that will really tell the tale on how this election of 2024 is going to turn out. Now, again, like I said, the President Biden against the former President Donald Trump, in which President Biden, he actually responded to the verdict of the former President Donald Trump. As it says right here, that Biden addresses Trump's verdict for the first time, in which I do have a video that I do want to show you guys, but it says right here that President Biden made his first public comments on the conviction of former President Donald Trump in a case relating to a hush money payment to the adult film star Stormy Daniels. Speaking from the White House on Friday, Mr. Biden criticized the 2024 rival's response in regards to his guilty verdict. But I want to play that video for you real quick. And as you can see right here, this is the video, and I'll just hit play right here.
Before I begin my remarks, I just want to say a few words about what happened yesterday in New York City. The American principle that no one is above the law was reaffirmed. Donald Trump was given every opportunity to defend himself. It was a state case, not a federal case, and it was heard by a jury of 12 citizens, 12 Americans, 12 people like you, like millions of Americans who served on juries. This jury is chosen the same way every jury in America is chosen. It was a process that Donald Trump's attorney was part of. The jury heard 5 weeks of evidence, 5 weeks. And after careful deliberation, the jury reached a unanimous verdict. They found Donald Trump guilty on all 34 felony counts. Now he'll be given the opportunity, as he should, to appeal that decision just like everyone else has that opportunity. That's how the American system of justice works. And it's reckless, it's dangerous, it's irresponsible for anyone to say this was rigged just because they don't like the verdict. Our justice system has endured for nearly 250 years, and it literally is the cornerstone of America, our justice system. The justice system should be respected, and we should never allow anyone to tear it down. It's as simple as that. That's America. That's who we are. And that's who we'll always be, God willing.
Well, as you can see, President Biden appears to be a little bit happy about this particular decision, but he does stand by that this is how the judicial system has always acted and is still acting the same way today, in which they chose 12 different jurors who ended up hearing this particular trial over the last 5 weeks or so, and they made the final verdict this weekend, which was released, like I stated. And yes, President Biden, the things that he did state in that particular statement are true. However, whether you believe that the system is rigged or not, that is your own personal decision. I can't necessarily make that up for you, but that is what we are dealing with right now. And one thing I do want to point out is that President Biden stated that Donald Trump had the opportunity to get up and stand up and speak for himself, to tell exactly or explain exactly how he was not guilty of doing this, and there was no wrongdoing whatsoever. But according to Donald Trump and his lawyers telling and advising him what to do, he decided that it wasn't in the best interest to stand up for himself during this particular 5 weeks of deliberation with the jurors. So anyways, guys, what do you make of that? I don't know if you want to express your own thoughts or concerns in regards to this particular verdict, but it is what it is. It is what we have on the table, and we'll just have to see how the judicial system pans out. Me personally, I do not think that he will get any jail time. I do not think that he will have to have house arrest whatsoever. I believe that he will just do like every other popularity person or someone with money, pretty much get a slap on the wrist. But anyways, guys, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts? I would love to get your comments down below in the comment section. Feel free to do so if you choose to. If not, I totally understand. But anyways, last but not least, one thing that did come promising from this particular verdict, which you guys have probably already guessed it, but ever since the verdict came out, Donald Trump, his campaign was able to raise over $200 million in just 72 hours. 3 days, guys. Can you imagine raising $200 million in such a short period of time? Well, in fact, that is exactly what has happened, and this all was because of his guilty felony verdict. Yes, guys, Eric Trump ended up confirming, saying that $70 million has flown into the campaign coffers from small donors, and again, the total after these last 72 hours or so has come out to more than $200 million. That is pretty amazing, guys. I believe that the largest amount that has been received on the Biden side in regards to 1 month, which is 30 days, I believe that was somewhere around the $70 million mark, but nowhere near $200 million. So anyways, guys, kudos to Donald Trump for raising that much money, but obviously definitely not a good thing in the Trump campaign in regards to this particular verdict that has been released. But apparently it is not stopping him. It is actually giving him more momentum. So anyways, guys, what are your thoughts on this? I would love to get your comments down below. Also, if you haven't already, please take the time to hit that like button on this video. I really appreciate it. And then, as always, if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I would love to get you a part of the Budget Bill family. But outside of all of that, I hope to see you on the next video.